Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brian from USA Cards, and I don't think I ever made this video. I meant to make this video, and then I went back, I was looking at my old videos, and I realized I don't think I made this video. A couple months back, I started talking about this little mini project I had going, which was to get all the rookie refractors from what I consider to be the most beautiful basketball set ever created. And I'm really, really drawn to that set for one reason, and that's Dirk Nowitzki, his rookie card. So that's 1998 Topps Chrome basketball. Most beautiful basketball set ever. Blows the 86 Fleer. I don't know if I've ever said this on this channel. I know I've said it at shows to my friends or whatever, and it's not that hot of a take. Matter of fact, it's shared by a lot of people. The 86 Fleer basketball set, although iconic, not very pretty. The Jordan rookie card, the most boring high-end card ever. Like, next to the Nolan Ryan rookie, those two cards I see, and I'm never moved to grab them because I see so many of them, especially the Jordans. And I love Michael Jordan and I love Nolan Ryan. I don't know. There's so many of them out there that, especially the Jordan. Maybe it was unfair to include Nolan in that, but boring paper. Cool image for Jordan, but that card does nothing for me. All that being said, most beautiful basketball card set ever. And my mini project goal is to get all the top rookies from that class. So in order of the draft that they were picked, in order of the picks, here we go. First up, number 4. Selected by the Toronto Raptors. This is an interesting little story, and I got to take them out of these to give you the full respect for the refractor here. The story with Anton Jameson, of course, he was a teammate of Vince Carter's at North Carolina. Arguably, Jameson was the better of the two players. He won the National College Player of the Year award his senior year. And he actually did get drafted ahead of Vince Carter, one pick ahead of Vince Carter, but he was traded to the Warriors for Vince Carter. Very interesting how those two, their careers all the way back in college have intertwined. But even though this card isn't a huge card, it is in terms of, the 98 draft. He was the 4th overall pick. Like I said, it went Olowokandi, Mike Bibby, Rafe LaFrentz, and then Anton Jameson. And as you can see, these 98 Topps Chrome refractors, the reason I like them so much is the pictures are so huge. Everything is minimal. You have a very small team logo. You have a very small player name. You have a very small Topps Chrome rookie card logo down here. And it just gives all kinds of room for the image and the refractability. Unlike the 96 Topps Chrome refractors, it seems like by 1998, Topps kind of figured out how to keep them from greening. And so, thankfully, because, man, it's just so sad to see all the Kobe rookies greening the refractors. Thankfully, Dirk's rookie remains not green. With the 5th overall pick, the Golden State Warriors select Vince Carter. This is one. Let me make sure I'm in frame here. This is one of the most gorgeous cards ever. The dunk, the Raptors dinosaur. You see that? I mean, just so cool. Like I said, everything's very minimal. The refractor is super silvery and shiny. Here's what the backs look like. Black borders, so I'm assuming that's why these don't gem very often. But the difference in price between a 9 and a 10 is, I think this was around 800, and I think that the 10s do 3 to 5K. I can't remember how much. I want to say 5K. I know that the Dirks do 5K. So, I mean, even from the outset, I was like all in on 9s. Like, I don't really even care. Because these are just going to be for me. Like I said, I love this draft class, and I love these cards. Next, so then after Vince Carter went Robert Tractor Trailer, who the Mavericks drafted, and of course then traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. And Milwaukee then gave back Dirk, and I can't remember exactly why. I think Don Nelson wanted to take Dirk there at 6, but the owner of the Mavericks, who at the time was, what was his name? He had car dealerships here in Dallas. It's hard for me to remember. Don Carter. That was hip. Cowboy Don Carter. Don Carter did not want to take the German teenager that high. And so they got creative. They took Tractor Trailer, flipped for Dirk, and I want to say something else, like another pick later. I can't really remember the details of the trade. I should have done a little research and came more prepared, but I didn't. And so that's where we are. Number 7 was this guy right here. White chocolate. I love white chocolate. I love white chocolate for several reasons. Unbelievable passer, unbelievable playmaker. Came from a small town, and I coach right now in a small and teach in a small town. So I have a really good appreciation for small towns and small town sports. And the story of him and Randy Moss playing together, and then ultimately Randy Moss becoming one of the greatest NFL players in history, and Jason Williams carving out a nice career for himself, is so cool. But there's white chocolate, chosen by the Kings at number 7. Then it went Larry Hughes to the 76ers. And then drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks, traded shortly thereafter to the Mavericks. The greatest basketball player in my eyes. Now, granted, I know he's not the most talented, but he's my favorite basketball player, my favorite athlete, one of my favorite people on this planet. Dirk Nowitzki. I went back and watched some of the footage, interviews and whatnot from the day he got drafted. And he wasn't sure he was gonna sign. He wasn't sure he was gonna play in Dallas. His team had just been bumped up into the Premier League, I guess, in the European basketball scene. How they do in soccer. If you're in a lower league and you win your league, you get bumped up, type of thing. Well, his team had just been bumped up thanks to him. And he wasn't sure he wanted to stay here. He was contemplating going back home and staying in Germany and continuing to play. Or maybe he was playing in Spain. I can't remember. But he was contemplating staying in Europe and not coming over here. And it was Steve Nash that kind of won him over and gave him someone he could count on, a friend. Steve Nash is one of his best friends still today. But a young Dirk he could speak English, but his accent was really thick. He'd never written a check before. There were a lot of things in the American life that he wasn't used to. Lonely, right? Didn't have many people over here. And it was Steve Nash that was single at the time, 2 single guys. That was his running buddy here in Dallas. And thankfully, Steve Nash talked him into staying. And he became, like I said, not even arguably, he is the number 1 Dallas athlete across all sports, across all time, Dirk Nowitzki. I had a chance to get this in a 10 years ago, but I went with the Flawless Championship tag instead. And probably would do the same today just because, like I said, this in a 9 is perfectly fine with me. Let's see. After Dirk, it was The Truth. And man, I love this card. What a career Paul Pierce had. Out of Kansas. Hit so many big shots. Won so many games with the ball in his hand at the end of the game. Iconic picture here. I've never really considered collecting Paul Pierce, but I picked this up, of course, to sort of round this little project out. And then I started just kind of, revisiting who Paul Pierce was and his career. And he was a great player. I considered picking up some Celtic green color match stuff, but I just never have. But, just look at that with the Boston Leprechaun up in the corner there. Everything is just so minimal. I love that it's so minimal. What do you guys think? I think all the Topps Chrome, early Topps Chrome, across all sports was so nice, especially the refractors. Actually, I've got another 1998 Topps Chrome Refractor rookie coming in soon. I'll show you when it gets here, not basketball. And then I just wanted to give a nod to 2005 because I do think that the 2005 Topps Chrome was also gorgeous. I love the font. It sort of reminds me of a circus. I don't know why, but it's got a circusy feel. Here's a blue X-Fractor of Dirk color match here. This is actually 57 out of 90. Let's see, this would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would have been his 7th year. But it's fun to go back and look for these refractor, guys that have already retired, guys that had great careers. And whether it's a rookie or it's just a 7th year color match, these Topps Chrome refractors are something else. And of course, we're going to be getting Topps Chrome basketball back at some point, along with Topps Chrome football. A lot of people think it might kick up an interest and a resurgence in these older Topps Chrome. I don't know if it will or not, but it could. Let's see, who else was of note in the 98 draft? Really, Pat Garrity. It takes all the way down to pick 32. Rashard Lewis, who's out of Dallas, was picked by the Seattle Supersonics. But other than that, Corey Brewer. Other than that, there's really no notables. The one card, I thought about getting the Mike Bibby rookie. He was the number 2 pick overall. Even the Rafe LaFrance. Even the Oliver Candy would be cool if I could find it fairly cheaply. Just to kind of... actually, the whole first 10 picks would be cool to have. Man, I might keep going on this. If I could round out the first 10 picks of this draft in refractor PSA 9s, that's the problem. Is a lot of these guys don't even have graded cards, like Larry Hughes, Aloha Candy. Graded refractors in 9s are tough to come by, but I might try to round that out and get the top 10. Peja Stojakovic also was in this set, but I don't know how he was acquired. It doesn't seem like he was drafted. But I might look into that. Might be a long-term play, and I might have to find some raw and turn him into graded cards. But top 10 picks in the 1998 NBA draft. Be a cool little project to complete. Happy 4th of July. Gonna go see some family for a couple days, but when I get back, I'll have a cool mail day for you. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye.